gosh, I was just speaking with my next guest. I am so honored that he's here because the award Entrepreneur of the Year is something that is huge for any business modem, for any business entity. And Tobago Gold Rum. Now, I told you about the Tobago rhythm. I told you about the way we do things. I told you about the beauty that we have when visitors come to our shores, they do not want to leave. And so my next guest speaks to that. Lars Söderström is here with us, and he is the CEO of Tobago Gold Rum. So, Lars, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for sitting with me. Thank you so much for taking the time. How are you today? How are you doing today?
Oh, for a Monday morning, very good.
Yeah, it's Monday.
We are. Thank you for inviting us for me to take part this morning. So I appreciate that. We've had a fantastic couple of days since we were given this award on Thursday night.
Right.
So we got a lot of attention and compliments, and people noticed the whole thing. So we are very excited.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
It's an exciting time, and I know that you must have had quite a journey in getting to this point. So just tell me a bit about Tobago Gold Rum and where and how did it start for you?
Yes, that's it's actually a bit mind-blowing to myself because I started experimenting in my kitchen in Arnoldsvale 3 years ago.
Right.
Now, it started before that because when I'm originally from Sweden. I've been here for 23 years and my wife is from Trinidad. I love nature like we all do in Tobago and like we tend to do in Northern Europe. But so I was able to acquire a cocoa estate, one of the older cocoa estates in Trinidad.
Right.
Which goes back to actually the Amerindians lived there. So we have on that land and up in the hills of the northern range, we have the biggest Amerindian stone carving in Trinidad. So the Amerindians lived there and they say it was holy land to them because of the beauty and the location. And then the settlers came, the Spanish, and started cultivating cocoa.
Right.
And I got involved in renovating this thing. So I learned about cocoa and the history and trying to figure out how can we increase the production, how can we be sustainable. With the cost of land and the labor and the hilly nature, it's very difficult to do from cocoa beans. So we then looked at perhaps we could produce chocolate. And we had some ideas. It didn't really work out because our joint venture partner, CEO in Grenada had an accident and died. But then we started thinking about, what about cocoa tea? So about 3 years ago, we started blending in my kitchen in Arnoldsvale, cocoa tea, So I've been bringing cocoa tea solids to Europe. When I was invited for dinner, I would bring cocoa tea and grate it and put it in milk and rum, and people liked it. So I knew even foreigners loved this thing. So that was what inspired me to start trying to put it with rum 3 years ago. And it's kind of mind-blowing then to be nominated as the Entrepreneur of the Year and have such fantastic reception from the international markets.
Yeah.
So as I was saying on Thursday night, it shows the power of dreaming and innovation.
Yes.
If you try, it could happen. It doesn't always happen that you succeed, but if you don't try, you cannot succeed. But if you try, you could succeed. And that is surprising us all, how we can work out of Tobago, come up with a product and have international success.
Yes, and international acclaim as well, because to even be nominated for such an award.
Yes.
It
was interesting when we first launched. So basically, this is a COVID baby. I started experimenting in my kitchen in Arnoldsvale end of 2019. Went to Europe with a prototype. First to New York for a couple of days and then to Italy and Sweden just before COVID. And I was actually in Torino, in northern Italy, a week before northern Italy was shut down with COVID. So just before COVID, we were in Europe and we had trials and people liked the prototype. We formed partnerships and then back in. So during COVID, we basically built the company and finished the product. And when COVID was more or less finished, we got an opportunity to exhibit for the first time, which we did in Berlin. And since then, we've had we won the first award about just a month before. So we got about 25 international awards.
Mm-hmm.
I think because cocoa tea is an interesting blend, the
Yes.
cocoa and the spices with rum.
It is indeed.
People like it, the
Yes.
cocoa and spices is an interesting mixture. Then we took a lot of the sugar out, because another thing that inspired me was people like to sip rum and have dark chocolate on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is dark chocolate? Dark chocolate is maximum cocoa, minimum sugar, minimum fat and milk.
Yes.
So that's what we did. It's basically like drinking dark chocolate with rum, the cocoa tea way. So we
So that mixture though speaks to so many volumes, because it's like you're getting so much from just one sip, and it speaks to uniqueness. It's unique.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
something that people would want to experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
My marketing director, she's French actually, she's from Campari.
Mm-hmm.
She made Aperol world famous, if you know that drink.
Yeah.
So she took it from a little brand within Campari to world famous. And she keeps telling me, it's good to be different. So our drink is very different in that it's very spicy and it doesn't have as much sugar and calories. Whereas if you compare to some world famous brands who have cream liqueurs, they typically have that. So we are different. And she keeps telling me, it's very good to be different, so you're profiled. Now, we're different both in terms of offering the spices and the lower sugar, but also the fact that it is an innovation and it's a historic product of the Caribbean.
Yes.
People like that, something different. It's not just American and European, it's exotic. So one of the things that inspired me was a very successful product from South Africa, which had a traditional drink using the fruits that the elephants eat to get high. Supposedly, elephants get high.
So it gives you that euphoria. It's like a
Yes,
euphoric.
supposedly elephants get drunk on that fruit.
Right.
But anyhow, so that inspired me because that's also from an exotic part of the world, South Africa, and they've had a lot of international success.
Yes.
So if they could do it in Africa, why can't we do it from the Caribbean?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's just been going ever since.
Well, we are still smaller, but we've been on the market for 2 years. But things are happening quickly. We've been able to create a lot of interest among distributors. And we've been getting a lot of awards. In the last 2 months, we won double gold at the biggest show in the world. That's in San Francisco Wine and Spirit Show. And in London, we have won many awards. So we won another one. But the first one in Asia, which is very exciting, in Hong Kong. So I think that's kind of confirms that the drink has a high quality, which we know it does. The ingredients are very high quality.
Yes.
And that excites us, and it gives us some credibility when we talk to distributors around the world. So we're having fun.
Yeah.
But I also hope this can inspire others to try, because to me, living in Tobago and work on a serious brand building project on the biggest markets in the world shows other people could do that as well.
Definitely.
To be entrepreneurship, to live in paradise and work on a serious project is something that could be duplicated in other areas.
Definitely. I love the fact that you called the Tobago space paradise.
Well,
What made you want to stay? I know you visited Tobago, but you stayed. What made you want to stay in Tobago?
Well, I just love the gorgeous nature and the relaxed. I mean, we have the second best quality air in the world, the air rating. So we have fantastic air, the beautiful seas, and the ecotourism profile, which is it's a real privilege to live here, I think.
Yes. I
And
agree.
yeah, so the challenge is how can I work here? How
Live
can I
and
earn a
work.
keep?
Yes.
And I've been able to be fortunate enough here to find a balance between living in paradise and working on a serious project.
Yeah. But who is team chocolate gold rum? Who would you mention as a part of your team?
Oh yes, we have. Well, one interesting thing is that when I started this in my kitchen, I had nothing. I have no idea about the alcohol industry.
Yeah.
So I had to reach out and ask for help, advice, both for the board and also how to sell and market the products. So we have some key experts in Europe that we have recruited, both on the board. So we have the former CEO of the biggest alcohol company in the world on our board. But we also, in our staff, sales and marketing is headed by experts from the alcohol industry, Campari, Pernod Ricard, and others. And then we work with talented marketing people and management people here in the Caribbean. So 60% of our staff is in Trinidad and Tobago. 2/3 are women, and the chairperson is a woman as well from Trinidad.
Right.
So it's a combination of experts from Europe together with people from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, and it's like you're spanning globally because I'm listening to you and I'm listening to the entities which make up your team. And it's so amazing that you can be in different parts of the world. You're in various parts of the world, various parts of the region, and still have that cohesiveness which you need in order to have successful business, as entrepreneurship success in that regard, which brings me back to what we were speaking on earlier, which is like the human aspect of things, because you cannot ignore the human aspect.
No. Exactly, no. We couldn't have done what we are doing if we didn't have the Zoom meetings, which we have every day.
Right.
So basically, we all work from home except for little office in Nornesvale. So we use Zoom meetings all the time, every day, both internally and also to business partners.
Right.
And then, of course, it is not easy to manage when people live in our case, 5 countries. Huh?
Yes.
So, for instance, our head of sales, she's in Turkey. Our head of marketing is in southern France. The person responsible for manufacturing logistics is in Sweden. And then we manage the content management and a lot of the international marketing from Tobago and Trinidad.
Yeah.
So we are spread out. It gives us strength. It can also be a challenge how to manage and communicate. When you can't meet, you can't go down to the pub and have a beer together. So we get when we get opportunities to meet at exhibitions and so forth, we enjoy that time together.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
But that is the expertise that we've been able to attract is important because now I worked across the Caribbean a little bit as an advisor to Inter-American Development Bank. So I've had the opportunity to do projects in Haiti, Jamaica, down to Suriname, Guyana, Barbados, and so forth.
Right.
So I've seen the region a little bit, and I know compared to if you live in Miami or in London, where you can take your car and drive to a major exhibition or a major customer. The challenge for us, we are often isolated a little bit too much.
That's one of the challenges that you guys face. Yeah.
Exactly. So by the way we built the company, both in terms of the team and the board, and also we have partners in manufacturing and distribution, we have gotten around that. And that could be a model for other entrepreneurs too, not just to think, what do we have in Trinidad and Tobago, and then we go to Barbados, but how do we conquer the US, or how do we conquer England or India?
Yeah, and what is so interesting about you, Lars, is you dabbled in so many things. So we were talking before, and you were mentioning you had worked in media.
Yes.
What was that like? Was it so very exciting? Because it sounds exciting the way you speak about it, but was that that excitement?
Yes, when you start out as a young person, you don't know where you will end up often. So I'm born in Sweden. But then I had a father who was in international business who taught me you need to learn languages and marketing and see the world a little bit. So my first job was outside Philadelphia. And then I worked in England and Germany and France and so forth. So the international experience I've had have taught me that there are lots of opportunities. There are major markets and major opportunities. And people are open-minded to work with you if you just present it properly.
Definitely.
So I started out as an engineer. Then I had the opportunity to study business. So I'm basically a business developer and general manager. And if you're a generalist, you can apply that to different industries. So I've been in everything from ball bearings to batteries to video conferencing and BBC. Happened to run CBC in Barbados, which is the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. And so yes, I would never been expected when I started out to be in so many different industries. And I've enjoyed, this is one of the most fun ones.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like about alcohol industry is everybody knows what they want. They taste it and they know right away, I like it or I don't like it.
Yes.
It's not a technical product with lots of specification. It's an instant feedback. And people are happy also typically in it. It's a young, dynamic, entertaining industry. So outside working in TV, I think it was the most fun job I've
that's
had.
fun. That's always fun. But what would you say to our viewers if you had to inspire someone today? What would you say to them?
No, I think big. If I had to do my life again, be bold, think big. If you have a dream, go for it, try it, be ambitious in your thinking about it. And when you don't know, reach out and ask for help. Because one of the things I've learned through my father and in my life is if you reach out and ask people for advice, they will advise you and often they will help you.
Yes.
It's not all about money. It's about relationships. So dreaming big and trying and then get the information, find out about the market and who the buyers and competitors are. So you can live in the Caribbean and think big.
Yes, you can, definitely.
Yes, because I grew up in a small country. And we're actually an island, actually. Sweden is an island.
Right.
And we're surrounded by water and everything. But we then invest a lot in traveling overseas. Youth exchange, I think, is an opportunity for the Caribbean. To send our young children in high school and so forth overseas for a year or so. That opens your eyes. To me, that was when I was a little boy at 13. I spent a summer in Scotland. Different culture, different language, different habits.
And you learn so much.
That opens your mind to think differently and think about, oh yes, this could be possible. So I think dreaming big, ask for help, and partner with people.
Yeah. So how can we reach out to you, Lars? Your social media tags, telephone numbers, if any. We're getting ready to wrap, but we're just gonna let you tell us how we can reach out to you.
Yeah, tobagogold.com. We also have Tobago Gold on Instagram, Facebook. So you can reach us via the social media. My number is 495-2552, 495-2552. So that's my cell phone. You can reach us there. And we'd be happy to, we like to get feedback and interact with our customers. So we are happy to hear from everybody. And we're trying to reach out to more people than we already are. So.
Well, we are definitely going to reach out, and we thank you so much for joining us. We wish you so much success in your upcoming endeavors. From our family to yours, we wish you blessings, and we wish you peace.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So we're going to take a break, guys. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Before we do that, let me just mention our trivia question again. Where in Tobago is Governor Bridge located? So you guys stay tuned for the answer. I'm hoping that someone gets it. We're going to be right back with Brunch, guys. A Taste of Tobago. See ya.